and welcome to One Cardinal, One Cub, and One Beer. I am your effervescent host, Vincent Opper, and with me I have my down and depressed, never smiling co-host, JJ Jackson, and below me I have the fruit of my loin, Maxwell Opper. Smile, Max. You look so depressed to be my son.
I had to write a paper all day. I've been writing literally all day long, so I'm exhausted.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's my fault. I shouldn't have procrastinated.
Nah, well, you shouldn't have went to college. I mean,
yeah, exactly. I should have played professional baseball.
There you go. There you go. So, anyway, do want to remind you to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. You can contact us through onecard1cup1beer@gmail.com. Please subscribe to our page by clicking on the icon at the bottom right of the page for those of you who are watching on Mac or PC or an Android. Excuse me, not watching on Mac or PC. Why did I say? Yeah, watching on Mac. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know what I meant. If you're watching on a streaming device, that's when you can't click the icon. So you need to go to Mac, PC, or Android. Shoot, just freaking click the button and follow us. Jeezel Beezel. Subscribe to our page, dadgummit. That's all I'm trying to say. Oh, support us through Patreon.
Please.
You can go to patreon.com. You can search One Cardinal, One Cub, and One Beer, and you can see our levels of support. We do appreciate each and every one of you who are supporting us. JJ, how are you doing?
Vince, springtime. I'm rejuvenated. I feel good. Your voice sounds, you're back on the mend. I know last week you were under the weather. You came in here. You kicked butt as always. You don't sound like Barry White anymore. You don't have that Barry White thing.
Yeah, that sucks. You know.
Well, that's all right. We're glad to have you back 100%. Spring training. It's been fun. I know the Cubs have been lighting it up, the Cardinals, and we always say the game it doesn't matter, it doesn't count, but a lot of guys are fighting for jobs, and you rather see good things happen than bad things. I have a lot of friends that are Cardinal fans, and it seems like it's a few games are going bad. Waino had 2 starts. I've heard people talking about he should retire. Just calm down, people. Calm down. It's just spring training. And then, of course, if somebody's doing really good, it goes the other way. People just get excited. But some of the young guys in the Cardinal camp, I'm so excited about. Everybody's talking about Jordan Walker. I saw some Vegas stats. He's number 4 chance of winning the Rookie of the Year. They're already got like some sort of odds on there. There's a kid from Arizona that's like the fastest guy in baseball. He's the number 1 guy they think would win the Rookie of the Year, but that's why we play the games. Nothing's guaranteed.
Is this kid's name Road Runner?
Something Corbin, I believe is his last name.
It actually does have alliteration. It's Corbin Carroll.
That's it.
CC.
Yes. And he's evidently the fastest guy in baseball right now. I haven't seen him yet. He's too fast. Camera can't catch him. Yeah. Anyway, so he's out there, but Jordan Walker has been lighting it up. It kind of reminds me of when Pujols in 2001, when he was just a big prospect, and they thought, well, he's a year away. Walker in 24 at bats has 12 hits. He had a double today, and he stole a base. And he's getting a really long look now that we have 16 guys at the World Baseball Classic. So I don't know, it's gonna be fun. We got about 7 guys for those 4 spots. But Jordan, I tell you what, I don't know. Matt trade somebody. Don't think they're going to send them all back to the minors. So the Cardinal fans are very excited about Jordan Walker doing so good. Some things that we saw: Nolan Gorman, the second baseman. There's only so many spots in the middle of the infield too. We got 4 guys fighting for 2 spots there, and Nolan Gorman is hitting .353. He's got more of a flat swing going on, and he's already hit 2 home runs. The big kid Gomez that hit 38 home runs in the minors, he's hitting .316. He's a little shaky on defense, but the kid can hit. So excited about him. Burleson didn't play today. They held him out. I haven't heard anything about any injuries or anything, but he's one of the 7 guys fighting for those 4 outfield spots. And Donovan at second hit another home run. He's showing some power this spring. Playing second, very good. He's got 3 home runs. Dylan Carlson seems like he's got some improvement, but there's no guarantees with him either. And our shortstop, Wynn, who they think could play defensively in the big leagues now, is really lighting it up. He had a stolen base today, and he's hitting very well. I still think he's a year away. I think that's the plan because DeYoung's on his last year of his contract. But if he's by far superior fielder and he's got a superior arm than any of our shortstops, he might surprise some people and come out of camp with the Cardinals. So we're really excited about that. Some highlights. Oh, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Does DeYoung have options left?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think this is it. We owe him, I think it's like 13 million this year. I look for him. Maybe one reason he makes the team. He is looking better because last year he didn't even hit 200. He is looking better, and he is a decent fielder. But this Wynn kid looks like he's an elite fielder and a great arm, like I say a Sean Dunston style arm. He can just flat out throw it. He was a pitcher when he was younger. So anyway, that's kind of exciting. A couple of guys that's looked good so far in spring. Wolford pitched a 4-inning game today. It's the first starter to go 4 innings. That's good. A lot of injuries from last year. We're seeing how they look. Are they looking smooth on the mound? And Jack Flaherty pitched 3 innings, shutout. He got in a little trouble in the first inning and pitched his way out of it. And Steven Matz, who was hurt last year, he looked really good in his 3 innings. Miles Michaelis and Cabrera, who was sent down to the minors last year, has looked really good in the bullpen in his 2 appearances. And T. Kent's, my fellow Arkansan, electric stuff, but he's just got a fastball and a curveball, and he's working on a changeup. And I think his control, he might be about 2 years away. We'll see, but his stuff is electric. But we've heard that through the years. Reyes and Martinez, incredible stuff, but they just turned out to be okay. They had moments of greatness. We got a kid in the International League named Wilkins Rodriguez, who was actually drafted by the Yankees, went down and played in the International League. We got him this year, and he's looked really good in the bullpen, and he's a left-hander too. So there's some exciting. There's going to a lot of fighting for the bullpen as well, and it's just going to be so much fun. And then I won't go too long on this on the USA team, but tonight they got a practice game against the Giants, and Miles Michaelis is pitching, and Goldie and Arenado's playing, and they start play the USA for the tournament Saturday, and Wayno's pitching on that day against Great Britain. And I know in our little division we have Great Britain, Mexico, Canada, and Colombia is in that division. And I know Wayno pitches game 1 and Miles pitches game 4, and that is on Wednesday is game 4. So that's kind of exciting. And Vince, I have some stuff to show you. I won't go long with this. It's Cardinals, so I'm on the Cardinal thing, but I found some really neat things over the weekend. A couple I have to show you. I can show you rest later on, but I got this tin right here. It's a tin, and if you turn it around, it's the front of Busch Stadium. Ain't that pretty? That's pretty darn cool. I love that. Absolutely love it. I wanted to show you before I put it on the wall for next week. Also, I got a couple of bobbleheads. I'll just show you real quickly. We were talking about the Browns, and I got Don Larson. There's 4 of these the Grizzlies put out every year. This year it'll be Marty Marion, but that's the Don Larson. And then Springfield Cardinals had a Bill Verdon. He's the only bobblehead I've ever seen with glasses on, and him catching the ball there. So Bill Verdon. And then these are the 2 items I couldn't wait to show you. Vince, I don't know if you want to, I plan on giving this to you, or you might say, hey, well, let's give it out for a prize. But it's the, they had a Whitey Herzog fishing bobblehead. I wasn't too big on it. It was kind of cute. But over the weekend, I found a Cub, Ryan Terrio, fishing bobblehead right there. And I plan on giving that to you. And look, it's sponsored by Juicy Fruit. So the little boat's got a Juicy Fruit emblem on it. And there he is right there. So I guess that's because of Wrigley Field. I'm not quite sure, but they sponsored it, and it's him fishing. And that's pretty darn cool right there.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Cool. He's from the bayou, so I'm sure he does fish.
Yeah. Well, and it's got on his kettle hat, they have a Cub emblem right there on the middle of it. So that's pretty darn cool. And then the other thing, Vince, I couldn't wait to show you this. We can give this away for a prize. I don't know what to do with it, but I absolutely love it. It's Cardinals Cubs checkers. Look at that. Cardinals versus the Cubs.
That's awesome.
Checkers. I love it. I absolutely love it. The hats are plastic. Little plastic Cub hat, little plastic Cardinal hat. They can go at it there. And the board has all the emblems of all the major league teams on it. Oh, let me turn it over that way. There you go.
That's
You go.
cool.
I seen that. I said I was going to send you a picture, but I said no. I'm going to surprise them on the podcast and show them that right there. So anyway, that's it from Cardinal Land. But I just wanted to show you a couple of those cool items I found, and you've made me a Cub fan. I tell you what, I kind of keep an eye out for Cub stuff out there. So anyway, that's me from Cardinal Land.
Very good. Well, concerning Cub news, I'll go ahead and start with the weekly segment that we were having during spring training, the competition for the fifth starter. How's it going? If you remember, the first week, I had Adrian Sampson #1, Hayden Wisniewski #2, and Javier Assad was going to be #3. But it all flipped last week when, after the first outings of spring training, Wisniewski positioned himself very, very, very slightly ahead of Assad, with Adrian Sampson lingering in the background. So this is week 3. Where are we at? Well, I will tell you. Wisniewski and Assad have both had 2 starts, and Sampson has had 1 start and a relief appearance. So #3 for week 3 is still Adrian Sampson, because in 2 spring training outings, he has a 20.77 ERA. He's pitched 4 1/3 innings, given up 7 hits, 10 runs. All 10 of the runs have been earned. 6 home runs in 4.1 innings, and he has 3 strikeouts. But the positive to Adrian Sampson is he has not walked a batter yet. So, yeah, a golf clap right there. #2, this is where the real competition begins. And once more, it is razor thin, but I am keeping Javier Assad at #2. He's had 2 spring training starts. He has pitched 4 innings. He has not given up a hit. You can't get much better than that. Of course, no runs or anything. The only thing he's given up is a walk, and he's got 2 strikeouts. So Javier Assad is pitching good, but I'm keeping Wisniewski at #1. 4 2/3 innings pitched. He has given up 5 hits, 1 run. It was not earned. He has not given up a home run, of course, because there's no earned runs. 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. And I mean, you can ask yourself, he's just got 2/3 of an inning more. He's given up 5 more hits than Assad. Why are you keeping Wisniewski at #1? Because I think Wisniewski has shown he's got the better looking stuff. #1, and #2, Wisniewski has had to pitch out of jams, which has impressed me. And if Assad pitches, because Assad is now with Team Mexico, so I'm going to keep up with what he's doing in the World Baseball Classic and add his stats to his spring training stats to keep this going. Assad certainly could jump over Wisniewski if he keeps pitching lights out like he is, but I'm enjoying this race right now. It's a 2-man race. I did hear a very interesting interview with Sampson after he got shelved the other day, and he was trying to remain positive and everything. And I'm thinking, no, you're pressing, you're in a race for the 5th starter and you're blowing it. But hey, there's still a couple weeks left of spring training.
That's right.
Max, you've seen all 3 of these pitchers pitch. Kind of what order would you put them in?
I put them in the same order. What I'll say about Assad is I think he's sitting like 95 right now, which is where he was sitting in the regular season last year. So he's ahead of where he probably should be in spring. He should be sitting in like 93. I think on Marquee they said he's been doing velocity training. So I'm a believer in him. Obviously, last year his peripherals were kind of terrible. I never watched one of his starts and thought, okay, this guy can be a major league starter. But in spring so far, he looks like a guy who could be a fifth starter potentially. I don't know if it's going to be on the Cubs or not, but it might be for the Iowa Cubs. But he's really looked good so far.
Yeah, he's had a couple sliders that have really impressed me that have started a little up in the zone and have just have a wicked, I don't want to say Carlton dip because there was nothing else like Carlton's slider, but kind of that wicked dip in his slider. And of course he's right-handed where Carlton was left. So I shouldn't even make that kind of analogy. The thing that is concerning, our fourth starter, Drew Smiley, he is pitching to the tune of 11.25 ERA in 4 innings. He's given up 11 hits and 5 earned runs, and he has given up 4 home runs. No, 3 home runs, excuse me. So that's kind of concerning. You know, I'm hoping he turns it around, and but the thing is, I'm not panicky like I would be in years past because we just got a lot of pitching. All the pitching that has come out of the bullpen has looked good. And I'm not just talking about the people that should look good. I'm not just talking about Boxberger, Wicks, Fulmer. I'm talking about guys who don't even have the name on their jersey, the guys in the 80s and 90s. They're pitching good. So I'm really impressed with how our pitch lab has turned things around because just a few years ago, we were the franchise that could not produce anything when it came to pitching. And now it looks like we have arms. It looks like we have arms to do kind of what the Dodgers did a few years ago and have always done, just, shuffle guys, on that 10-day DL, bring up other arms, use the options. So I'm pretty excited about what the pitching is looking like. There are some hitters in camp that are making some noise. Edwin Rios has hit 2 home runs. He's the guy who played for the Dodgers, the one I talked about a few weeks ago, who had like 20 home runs and like 280 official at bats. So he's got a lot of power. And when he hits them, he launches them. He also hit a triple off the wall. So he does have some speed. So I'm pretty excited about what he's looking like. I don't think we've seen him at third base. Have you, Max? I think they've had him at first and
Yeah, he's done some DHing too.
yeah.
Because they have so many guys who can play third base at this point. Even Madrigal's getting reps there. I don't know if you want to talk about him at some point, but he's looked passable, which is kind of impressive considering he's like 5'7" at best and doesn't really have an arm.
Yeah. Well, we also have a backup catcher, Luis Torrens, who caught a few years ago. I think he's in with the Mariners. He had some pop with the Mariners. Hit a lot of home runs. But he was a non-roster invitee, and yesterday he had 2 home runs in the game, and they totaled probably close to 900 feet. I mean, these were absolute bombs. And so I did a little research on him, and he also plays some first base and some third base. So he's kind of playing himself into a mix to be a bench player, which is good. That kind of competition is really good for all the teams. So pretty excited to see that. Some other hitters that are hitting, Trey Mancini is tearing the cover off the ball right now, as is David Bodie. Nick Madrigal is hitting, I think, in the mid 350s. And as Max said, he's been playing third base, and he's been doing passable. My only thing about Madrigal is he doesn't have any pop, and I love for my third baseman to have some power. And he's going to be a contact hitter, singles hitter, an occasional double, but that's what he is. So if we're going to be looking for power at the third base position, and Madrigal is going to be our third baseman for a lot of the season, that power is going to have to come from other places. And with guys like Rios and Torrance, people who we have that could possibly make the team that can provide some power off the bench, maybe we can make up for it. I've also been impressed with the Jaguar, Kevin Alcantara, who hit the most cool double the other day. And you've got to see this headfirst slide dive thing that he did. And he goes into second base, man, and he's pounding on the base and shaking his butt, just having a great time. Yesterday in the game, Pete Crow Armstrong had what I think is probably the catch of the spring training so far. He came from left center to a ball that was in right center and made a tremendous catch as he was going down. It kind of reminded me of and I don't like to really make this comparison, when Ken Griffey Jr. was really young and there would be a ball hit and all of a sudden he'd just kind of appear. How'd he get there? And that's the way this catch was. I thought, well, there's a double off the wall, and suddenly there he is, lunging, kind of a lunge dive, making the catch, a beautiful catch. And Nico Horner has also been impressive with the glove this spring. So the people that we expect to catch the ball are catching the ball. And I found this interesting. One of our, you should go to the Marquee website and look at we have about 100 people who work for Marquee on air. I'm not talking about people, this guy. Marquee is paying all these people. You never know who's going to be in the booth because they just kind of shuffle people in. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, but Elise Menaker is one of the people that I really like, and I follow her on a podcast. And she didn't interview Billy Williams, but she was telling the story that she was talking to Billy Williams because he was at camp the other day. And of course, Ross is going to give him time to address the team. And Billy Williams, who you think old school, because he's old and he probably went to school, he loves the pitch clock. And Elise Menaker was saying that he was telling her that he was comparing the pitch clock to the Jenkins-Gibson battles that the Cardinals Cubs had, where they just got the ball and threw the ball and got the game going and over. And I thought that was pretty cool. And she also relayed this story that he told. I think of like Tony Gwynn as the first modern hitter to use video. He's the first one that I heard of that bought a VCR. His wife would record the at-bats. He would go home. He would slow-mo. He'd break down all of his at-bats. And he was like the first video student who really applied that to his hitting. But she was saying that Billy Williams said that on the road, he and Ernie Banks together had an 8mm camera. Billy Williams and Ernie Banks, they had an 8mm, and they would film their at-bats. And then now this is in the 60s, so they would have to take this film somewhere and to get it developed before they could actually watch it. So there was lag in between the at-bats when they could watch it, but they would kind of trade off. One would use it for a while, the other would use it for a while. And that may be the first story that I have heard, the oldest story of hitters who are actually using video. So, Tony Gwynn in the 80s, I thought was, that was kind of innovative for them, find out that Ernie Banks and Billy Williams, who were two fantastic Hall of Fame hitters, actually applied that method way back when. So I just thought that was a pretty cool story.
That is a great story.
Max, anybody that's really stuck out to you, that's impressed you in the Cubs camp?
Just like all the pitching, basically. They've looked all really solid. Hitter-wise, I think Bellinger's looking pretty solid. He homered today, actually. He's had some good swings on the ball. The biggest thing I noticed, just kind of in general with all the rule changes, is there are a lot more stolen bases, but the game time, last night I watched the Cuba Netherlands game. It started at 10 p.m. It ended at like 1:30. And it felt like it just dragged on and on compared to these spring training games. And it's such a night and day difference. Like, I don't know, nothing but pleasant things to say about the pitch clock.
Yeah, and they didn't want to employ the pitch clock in these rule changes for an international tournament right off the bat, so they're playing with the old rules. So I hadn't thought about that. The game's gonna be longer. I think tomorrow morning there's a game or two on, and while I do this editing, I'll actually get to watch some of the World Baseball Classic. But certainly Saturday, I think Saturday's game's on Fox, isn't it?
I think so. Isn't that USA?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So Okay. What we are going to do is we are going to play our second trivia game. Now, those of you who are listening, what we want to do is we want to bring you into this. And what we want to do is have you contact us. We're also going to reach out to some of the people who've been on here who've expressed, some interest in playing our trivia. And you will actually play against JJ and myself. And as you may have seen with the first game, and you're going to see with this game, we're not unbeatable. So Max is our Alex Trebek, except he's alive.
Oh, he does a great job. Max, you're the man. You're the MVP.
Thank
do
you.
a great job with that trivia. I love it.
But what we're going to do is we are adding a final Jeopardy. That way, when JJ gets this huge lead there at the end, I don't just sit there and tuck my tail in shame and weep to myself, hoping that you don't see it. I've actually got a shot, in Final Jeopardy. So, Max, how do I bring the board up again?
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Also, for Final Jeopardy, actually, I found a comprehensive list of every Jeopardy question that has to do with baseball ever actually on Jeopardy. So I think what I'll have you guys do is pick a year, and then we'll use that question as the Final Jeopardy question.
Okay.
But for all the other questions, I came up with them myself, and I'm running out of trivia questions. Funny enough, it's actually it's kind of hard. Let's see. Alrighty, you guys see this?
There we are.
Oh, there we are. All right.
And one thing that we did screw up with last time, we were supposed to switch off. We wasn't supposed to do I wasn't supposed to do like 2 or 3 Cubs in a row. I was supposed to, after doing a Cubs thing, do a Cardinals thing. We kind of forgot about that. So,
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. That's kind of on me.
Yeah, so we'll make sure that we switch off. JJ, being you are the reigning champion, why don't you go ahead and start?
All right. I'm going to start out Cardinals hitting for 200.
Alrighty.
Woo-hoo.
In 1982, this Cardinals player stole home to walk off the San Francisco Giants in the 12th inning.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Glenn Brummer, our catcher.
Yep, that is correct.
There he is coming home. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love this photo. I think it's signed too. It's amazing.
Oh, very nice. Yes. Surprised everybody.
Alrighty.
Okay. I am going to start with Cubs pitching for 200.
Alrighty. Kind of hard to read, but Trevor McGill, Brad Wick, Chris Volstad, and Cameron Lowe all share the record for blank in Cubs history. I'll give you a hint, this isn't necessarily game related. In fact, this is honestly kind of harder than some of the other questions. If you aren't super familiar with these players, which very few people are.
The only thing that stands out is Chris Volstad was a tall dude, like 6'10". So I'm going to say they're the tallest Cubs.
Yep, correct.
Hey!
They're all 6'8".
I would not have got that one.
Awesome.
I would not have got that. Very good, Vince.
Yeah, that's nice.
6'10". Good Lord.
So
all right.
They're all 6'8".
No, 6'8".
Oh, 6'8". Okay. I'm going to
I think Randy Johnson is the only player that tall.
Okay. All righty. Okay. Now I can do any category. Is that it? Or do I have to go Cubs?
Any category, but I think it has to be Cubs now.
Oh, I gotta be Cubs. Okay. I'm gonna do Cubs hitting for 200.
Alrighty. Ooh, which Cub was the last Cub to finish top 5 in MVP voting?
Okay.
In fact, I'll give you a hint. They finished in second.
Oh, they finished second. I have to finish in the top and finish top 5 in MVP voting. Well, I know who won it. So to finish second, I'm going to say, boy, that's a good one. Anthony Rizzo.
No, it was actually Javier Baez.
Wait a minute, I got a chance.
He gets to steal.
Oh, you get a chance to steal. Did you have Javi?
I knew it.
Okay.
Okay, well, can you tell me the year so I know you knew it?
oh gosh, that was either 18 or 19.
I'll give it to you. It was 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Very
Yeah,
good.
I think that season he hit like 30 homers, hit like 290 with obviously all-star defense.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go Cardinals pitching for 100.
Alrighty. Who was the last Cardinal to lead the NL in wins?
Flaherty?
No, unfortunately.
Who did you say again?
Jack Flaherty.
Oh, Flaherty. Oh, and wins. I'm going to say I have to go back a ways, I think. I'm going to say
You don't have to go back too far.
Oh, well,
I'll also preface this: they tied for the NL lead in wins, and then I think the year before that they actually did lead the NL in wins. But they've done this multiple years in a row at some point.
Chris Carpenter?
No, unfortunately,
No.
it's actually Adam Wainwright. So in 2013 he tied with Jordan Zimmerman, and I think the year before he tied with John Lester. Or no,
Okay.
he was tied for the I guess the MLB because Lester would have been on the Red Sox at the time.
Oh man.
I thought you guys would get that one.
I did too. I messed it up. All right. Back to me, right?
Yeah.
Yep, and you can go back to cards.
I'm gonna do cards hitting for 300.
Alrighty. Ooh, this Cardinals hitter in 2019 set the highest stolen base percentage in franchise history, and in 2022 he set the second highest stolen base percentage in franchise history.
I'm gonna say it was Edmund.
Yep, it was Tommy Edman.
Yes, he's
He
had
is
over
a
30.
very efficient base stealer.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm big on him. He's good.
No, very good.
I'll do Cubs hitting for 300.
Alrighty. This Cubs hitter led all of MLB in hits in the 90s. For the entire decade, accumulatively, he led all of baseball in hits.
Mark Grace.
Yep, Mark Grace.
Very good. All right.
I feel like if you were to ask, most people that, they probably would have said someone else. A very underrated player.
I would have said somebody else too. All right, I'm going to do Cubs pitching for 100.
Alrighty. Ooh. 2 Cubs have thrown no-hitters at Miller Park, one being Carlos Zambrano, funny enough, against the Astros, not the Brewers. And the other being this Cubs pitcher in 2020.
I'm just going to take an educated guess here. 2020. I don't have a clue who that would be. I'm trying to think of who.
Yeah, this is a really tough one.
I don't even know if he was with you guys or us. John Lester. I don't know.
No. Vincent, do you know this?
Yes, Brad Mills.
Well, you got his name wrong. But that's
what's Mills? Alex Mills.
Alex Mills, yes, a very forgettable Cub who somehow threw a no-hitter.
I don't even remember him. I feel bad about that.
Okay.
It was during the COVID season.
I'm going to go do wild card for 200.
Ooh.
Alrighty. These wild card ones were very fun to come up with. All right. Which teams did Carlos Correa agree to contracts with this offseason?
The Giants, the Mets, and the Twins.
Yep, that is correct.
All right.
And here's
hey, I love that. Very good.
That's awesome.
All right, I can come back with the Cardinals now. I'm going to do Cardinals pitching for 300.
Alrighty. Ooh, since 2000, the Cardinals have had 8 different opening day starters. Name 5 of them.
Okay. Jack Flaherty, Adam Wainwright, Chris Carpenter. Now it gets tough. Since 2000.
You've got 3 of them so far.
Okay, so I need 2 more. Oh man. Man, I'm throwing shooting blanks with this stuff. Man. No, I don't believe he pitched back then. I'm just going to say Miles Michaelis.
That's number 4. You need 1 more.
All right. I can't believe I pulled that one out. 1 more.
I think you got the answers written on the ceiling because you keep looking up there.
Oh, well, I think I go away. In my head, I go away. You're right. I swear I don't have anything written down. Man, okay. There's gotta be one.
I'll say one of these guys I was not aware that he made any opening day starts for them. In fact, I was kind of in disbelief at first because he actually did it 2 years. I want to say in 2017 and 2018 or 2018.
I'm going to say because Tony was around a lot of those years until 2011. Who would have been pitching in those years? Todd Stoudemire?
No.
All right.
Although I'll give you 2 more guesses. We'll say 8 guesses total.
Oh, is that fair, Vince? Is that fair?
Well, yeah, 8 different opening day starters. I mean,
okay.
I'll say 8 guesses, so 2 more guesses.
Jeff. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Jeff Suppan?
No. One more guess.
One more guess. I'm probably not going to get it anyway. I don't think it would have been him. Michael Walker?
No.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to go with Carpenter, Wainwright, Flaherty, Carlos Martinez.
That's the 5th one.
Miles Michaelis.
Yep. So you have 6 right now.
Matt Morris.
That's 7.
Oh.
Can you get the 8th?
No,
it's fine if you can't, because I hadn't heard of this player before my time.
Who was it?
Actually, I think it's the
last name
Kyle.
Daryl Kyle.
Daryl Kyle.
Oh, Daryl Kyle. Okay.
Loesch. Kyle Loesch.
Oh yeah, Kyle Loesch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Minnesota Twin pitcher.
But yeah. Do you want the points? I mean, you did get 4 of the 5, so if you wanted, you did get most of them. And this was a tricky one.
Oh no, Vince got it. Very good. Yeah, very good.
Hey, you did get Matt Morris. That was
man, that was
of a
good.
deep cut.
That was a big one.
Okay, I'm going to go back to Cubs hitting for 400.
Alrighty. Ooh, in the StatCast era, so post 2008, which Cub has the longest recorded home run?
Oh my. I know pre-StatCast era, it's Glenn Allen Hill.
Yep, cleared the rooftop.
Yes. So, gosh, I know Contreras hit a monster home run a few years ago. Schwarber hit that one in the playoffs against the Cardinals that landed on the scoreboard. I'm gonna say Contreras.
Can you tell me the game?
No, I just remember he hit
All
him.
right.
Man.
Well, yeah, you were right. It was in the playoffs. It was 2017 in the NLCS. He went 491 feet. And for the Cardinals, I don't think this is a trivia question. It's just a fun fact. It's Rangel Ravello, which I thought was kind of surprising.
I would have known that. Yeah.
Is that Coors?
My gosh.
JJ, do you remember in the 80s, in the old Bush Stadium, Mike
Yes,
Laga hit a foul ball, but out of Bush Stadium,
yes, I
which
do.
you could remember picturing the old Bush Stadium. It's amazing, even though it went foul.
We thought everybody was talking about that. We thought, oh, look at this guy. And that's about his only claim to fame was that
Yeah.
foul ball out of the Bush Stadium. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Well, it's my turn. And I think I picked Cardinals last time, so I got to go Cubs or wild card. I will go wild card 300.
Alrighty. Theo Epstein famously snuck out of Fenway Park to evade the press in what costume?
Oh, what costume would he have been? Oh, Vince is smiling. That's bad news for me.
I don't know.
It's in Boston, so I'm going to say Paul Revere.
Not quite true.
All right.
Not true at all, I should say. I'll give you a hint. Actually, I'll give you another guess. Since apparently neither of you have heard of the story. It is an animal costume.
All right. And he snuck out of the ballpark in this. That would bring
Yep,
me
he
more
wore
attention to you. I'll say he was dressed as a chicken.
Nope.
All right.
I'll guess horse.
No, he was actually dressed in a gorilla suit.
Oh, very good.
Wow.
Very good.
Okay. Am I on Cardinals or Cubs? I'm on Cardinals.
Yep.
I'll go with cards hitting for 100.
Alrighty. Ooh, who was the last Cardinal to hit for the cycle?
Gosh. JJ's gonna know this.
Yeah.
Tyler O'Neill.
No.
I thought I'm probably wrong. All my instincts are off tonight. But didn't Nolan Arenado hit one last year?
Yeah, he had one last year.
Okay.
He was the last player to hit.
Man, I'm shaky tonight. I barely got that one. Man, Vince, you're kicking my butt. All right. I did wild card last time, so I guess I'm free to go. I better start picking up my pace. I'm gonna go Cardinals pitching 400.
Alrighty. Ooh, I'm not gonna do this. Can you name this 2022 Cardinals pitcher by their savant profile? So you have these sliders. 99 means they're in the 99th percentile. So his fastball is effectively the fastest in the league. He strikes more people out than almost every other pitcher. He's got an amazing spin rate on his fastball.
I'm going to say, let me kind of look. There's a couple things I needed to look at. Okay. Oh, Chase, I like that too. I'm going to say last year it was Ryan Helsley.
Yep, this is his baseball savant profile.
All right, that's a good one. I like that question. That was because I got it right. That helped out. But yeah, he had a great year until game 1 of the first round of the playoffs. But yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah, that was a bit shaky for him.
Oh,
and he maybe should have been pulled a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go Cubs pitching for 300.
Alrighty, this is the opening day starter question again. Since 2000, the Cubs have also had 8 different opening day starters. Can you name 5 of them?
Okay. Hendricks, Lester, Arrieta, Zambrano, and Kerry Wood.
I believe that's correct.
Probably Pryor's in there too.
Yeah.
Samardzija.
Pryor actually didn't make any. Yeah. So John Lever, Ryan Dempster, and Jeff Samardzija also made starts. But yeah, excellent.
Good. Very good, Vince.
Yeah, John Lever, 1 year with the Cubs won 20 games. That came out of nowhere. I remember that.
All right, I'm going to take the wild card for 400.
Alrighty. All right. Which of these baseball injuries did not actually occur? A. Rib fracture from a massage. B. Violent sneezing, which causes back spasms. C. Falling through a glass table after waking up confused from a nightmare in which spiders were chasing him. Or D. Getting bit in the buttocks by a pair of false teeth while sliding into second base. Or E. These are all true baseball injuries.
Oh my gosh. Very good, Max. This is a good one. I guess I could. That would be. I know it had to happen. The false teeth one. That's crazy. Let's see. Did not happen. I think it happened in the old days. I'm going to say. I'm going to get crazy. Let's go E. These all actually happened.
Yep, these are all true baseball injuries.
Okay,
So
hold on. B happened to Sammy Sosa, and C happened
yes,
to
that's
Glenn
true.
Allen Hill. Yeah, I
That
remember
is also true.
Oh,
Carlos Correa had the rib fracture from a massage, and then early 1920s ball player Clarence Blevin had fake teeth, and he had them in his back pocket. And upon sliding to second base, they took a bite out of him.
That is great. Oh man.
How embarrassing.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go wild card for 100.
Alrighty. Yogi Berra outside of baseball is best known for his strange quotes and malapropisms. Name one of these Yogiisms.
Okay, when you see a fork in the road, take it.
That's one. Any other ones that you're particularly fond of?
Yeah. Nobody goes to that restaurant anymore. It's too crowded.
It's also a great one.
That is a great one.
A lot of good ones. Just way too many to name.
Oh yeah.
Baseball is 90% mental. The other half is physical.
From St. Louis. He lived on the hill with Joe out there. His buddies with Joe Garagiola.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to take Cardinals hitting for 400.
Alrighty. Two Cardinals have won Triple Crowns. One for all of baseball, one for just the NL. Name one of these players.
The last one in the National League was Joe Ducky Medwick.
Wow, I thought you were gonna get the other guy. Do you know the other guy who hit for the Triple Crown?
Roger Hornsby.
Yep, you got both of them.
Hey, there they are.
Okay, I'm gonna go Cubs hitting for 500.
Alrighty. Ooh, who is the last Cub to lead baseball in OPS plus?
Last Cub to lead.
And for those who don't know, OPS plus is league standardized on base plus slugging. So it's 100 is average, and then like 200 would be really good, for instance.
I'm narrowing it down to Sammy and Bryant.
I'll give you a hint. It also contextualizes the environment they played in. So a guy like Sammy might be dinged because he's playing with Bonds and McGuire and guys like that.
Yeah. I Bryant.
That's unfortunately it is not Bryant.
Oh.
Is it Sammy? Oh, wait a minute.
No.
JJ.
It's not Sammy either. I'll say that. I'll give you the year.
I tell you what, that may not be fair. That would really give me an unfair advantage, I think. I'm going to say Andre Dawson.
No. I think you guys can get it. I'm going to give you the year.
Okay.
2005 was the year this happened.
Oh gosh. Alfonso?
No.
2000.
Man. What would it be? I don't have a clue.
All right, it was Derek Lee.
Oh, he won the
Oh,
batting
yeah,
title.
he had that
He
monster
had a
year.
monster season.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, I didn't even think about Derek Lee. All right. And my last one, I think, was a Cardinal one, I think. Yeah, the
Yes.
Triple Crown. So
Mhm.
I'm going to do, I tell you what, I'm going to do the wild card for 500.
Alrighty. Ooh, who is the pitcher who gave up Bartolo Colon's only career home run?
Oh, that's a great question. I have no clue, but that's a great question. So I believe he did it. Well, no, he had to be in the National League because he was batting. So it had to be a National League pitcher. I got that much down. And it had to be somebody of some note, I would think. So I'm going to say, and he's played for a long time. There's multiple chances to get him to take a shot here. Somebody
This
get
is a
him.
tough one, and
Yeah.
if neither of you guys get it, I'll give some hints out.
All right. I'm just going to take a wild guess and say, uh, oh man, I don't think it was that terribly long ago.
It
So,
really wasn't, because
yeah.
this guy is one of.
I'm just gonna say a Jacob deGrom.
No,
Okay.
Let me ask you this: is it a Padre?
it is a Padre.
Is it James Shields?
It's James Shields.
Yes.
Big game James Shields. There he is.
Traded for a unheralded prospect named Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah.
Ah.
Whoa.
How'd you know that one? Did you just
Yeah.
have that?
I remembered
Wow.
him hitting it in San Diego. I didn't remember
Oh.
the pitcher though, but I remember Shields was like their ace at that time. So I remember him hitting it in that warehouse in San Diego, and so I just James Shields. So I got to do a cards question.
Yes.
I'll do cards pitching for 200.
Alrighty. Ooh, who is the last? You should probably get this. Who is the last pitcher to record their 200th win while wearing a Cardinals uniform? So
Wainwright.
not 200 wins for the Cardinals. Oh, wait. Actually, I have the wrong answer on here.
Oh.
I think. Yeah, I do actually, because Wainwright got his last season right.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I have the
no,
wrong answer.
no,
I
wait.
said John Lester.
Well, it is John Lester. Wainwright has
Really?
195 wins.
That's right.
He's
That's
5
right.
wins away.
Oh,
Give it
And
to JJ.
I
Yeah,
I
you
knew
got
that.
it,
I
JJ.
knew that one because we
you got
picked
me
him
for
up.
a second. You made me
Yeah.
doubt myself.
But Wainwright, we're hoping this year 5 more. He'll be the third Cardinal pitcher with 200 wins.
Oh, he'll get it.
I'm hoping if he stays healthy. If he stays healthy. All right, I'm going to go. Let's see. I did wild card last time. All right, let's knock out that Cubs hitting for 100.
Alrighty. Ooh, who is the last hitter to homer on the first pitch of the season?
The last hitter. Well, I remember the last time we did trivia, you guys talked about what a great a very good home runner. I didn't realize he hit so many, but Carlos Zambrano hit so many home runs. So I'm going to say Carlos Zambrano.
On the first, here, I'll give you another guess. On the first pitch of the season. So this batter received the first pitch in all of baseball and took it out of the park.
Zambrano was not hitting leadoff. So.
Yeah,
I see what you're
that's
saying.
what I'm trying to say.
Who was the last hitter to homer on the first pitch of the season? You know what I was thinking? I think is this a pitching question or a hitting question? It's
a
pitching.
hitting question.
It's a hitting question.
So
okay.
There's a Cubs hitter, first pitch of all of baseball for the season.
All right. I'm going to say this. I don't know if he's a leadoff guy, but there was one guy that had a great opening day. Tuffy Rhodes. for the Cubs one year. We had 3 home runs on opening day.
This is tough. Here. I'll give you another hint. This happened in the past 5 or 6 seasons, so it's a recent guy.
You're feeling sorry for me. You're walking me to the answer.
Well, I didn't realize how tough this would be. It's etched in my mind because it's kind of an iconic moment from the past, I don't know, 5 years.
Well,
No pressure, JJ, but it's etched in my mind too.
Nico Horner
Against the Marlins.
I put Nico Horner down. I don't know.
No.
Ian Happ.
Ian Happ, yeah.
First pitch of the season against the Marlins and
Marlins. Yeah. 2018, I think.
You could have gave me 20 more guesses and I wouldn't have got that. Oh, Lord.
Okay. I did a cards question last time, so I'll do Cubs pitching for 400.
Alrighty. Ooh. Who is the last Cub to put up the highest WAR in all of baseball? So not even among pitchers, among all players in baseball. This was a pitcher.
Arrieta.
No, he did not lead the league in WAR, unfortunately.
Are you serious?
I think that was Mike Trout exists, and I think he had it during that entire stretch. So
I'm gonna say Greg Maddux.
Yep, it's Greg Maddux.
One of the greats, man.
You're gonna beat me at the end again, JJ.
No, don't you're jinxing me. How did Greg Maddux, why didn't he stay? I thought the Cubs would go all out.
Larry Himes.
Oh, okay.
And
all right.
I will do a deep dive into him one day when the anger subsides, so I'll probably be in my 90s.
Woo. All right. I'm gonna go. Wait a minute. What did I ask last time? I was the Cubs. I did Cubs, so I'll get to do a Cardinal.
Yeah.
I'm going to do Cardinals hitting for 500.
Ooh, this is a good one. Behind Stan Musial and Albert Pujols, who has hit the most home runs in Cardinals history. Another note: this only includes home runs hit while playing for the Cardinals. So Pujols is at like 450 on this leaderboard.
Right. That's a great question. Okay, you got Stan at like 475. Then you got Albert. And third would be a lot of guys play for a long time. And that's a great one. Okay. I know McGuire didn't play long enough. Okay, so played a long time, hit a lot of home runs. Didn't play long enough. Man, that's a long history to be thinking through all this. I know Johnny. In the 80s, we didn't hit any home runs. In the 70s, when we got to that new ballpark. You know what? He played a long time with us, and I know he's in the top 10, but I'm going to say Ray Langford.
No, I think he's 5th. He's 5th or 6th on the leaderboard.
5th or 6th. All right.
I'll try Rogers Hornsby.
No, he didn't hit enough home runs. I'll give you a hint. Jim Edmonds, I think, is 4th. So you need to get between Pujols and Edmonds. They hit about 255, I want to say.
Yeah, Johnny Mize is coming to mind, but I don't think he played for the Cardinals long enough.
No, he led the league in home runs one year with us, but
yeah, he played a lot of years with the Giants.
Yeah, played a lot of years too. I mean,
Cepeda? He didn't play long enough either.
No,
I don't think he did either. He wasn't a home run hitter though. Man, Enos Slaughter?
No.
I don't know.
Who is it?
It is Ken Boyer.
Oh, Kenny Boyer! Oh my gosh, I love Kenny Boyer. Golly.
Okay, so I think I have to do cards pitching for 500.
Yes. Alrighty. Ooh, which player led the 2022 Cardinals in wins?
Wainwright?
No.
I'm going to say Miles Michaelis.
Yep. Funny enough, he had a losing record. He was 12-13.
He's number one in my heart, Vince. Number one. All right. Well, unless there's something hiding behind us, we've already done all the wild cards, right?
Yeah, all
so
the wild cards are.
All right. Well, I guess I'll have to take on that Cubs pitching for 500.
It was a tough one. Which player led the 2022 Cubs in wins? This is tough for Cubs fans too, because when I looked this up, I thought it was someone else entirely.
All right, let me think about this for a second. See, some of these guys were hurt last year. Oh, man. There's two in my head. Drew Smiley.
No.
No.
Stroman didn't pile up a lot of wins.
He did not.
Wade Miley was on the disabled list way too much. Hendricks was DL'd a lot. I think he only played a half season. Could be a reliever. But is it a reliever?
It could be.
Keegan Thompson.
You got it. It's Keegan Thompson.
Oh,
all right. I knew he started and relieved both.
Right.
So. Yeah, 10-5.
All right. Final
very close game. Yeah.
Final Jeopardy. Vince, this has been rough, man. It's been wild.
Yeah, so I believe how this works is you guys get to wager a certain amount of points that you want to try and go for.
Okay, well,
do we write it down or something?
Yeah, we need to know the category first.
Well, the category is baseball.
Okay.
I see what you did there, Vince. Trying to get some. All right, what am I going to do here?
They're all baseball questions. I'll have you guys pick a year, and then I'm going to look at this spreadsheet on my left, which contains a list of baseball Jeopardy questions that were used either as Final Jeopardy or in the later rounds. And I'll pick that question.
All right, Vince, you're leading, so why don't you pick the year?
Yeah, you have from 1984 to 2016.
1984.
Alrighty.
All right,
I want to make sure this isn't too easy.
I wrote down my number.
This one's kind of easy. Pick a different year.
Huh? Pick a different year.
Yeah, no, that was
so,
1985.
Yeah.
This is a good one. The two current pro baseball team names leave out cities that don't end in S.
In 1985.
Not just in general, in all of baseball, there are only two teams where their names don't end in S. So an example, like the Cubs, that ends in an S, so they won't be it.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So how much time do we get?
30 seconds. Why not? I'll start a timer on my phone.
Okay.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
All right. I wrote mine down and I put my number on there before we started.
All right, hold on. Let me.
All right.
I need to maximize. Because I can't read that.
Oh, I'm going to turn it around. I got it turned towards me.
Oh,
so
okay.
I have my answer down.
Alrighty.
Okay.
All right,
Uh,
can you maximize this or take away the screen sharing?
oh yeah, we are basically finished. Let's see. There we go.
All right. I wrote this on the back of this and then I held it up so you knew I wasn't coming in late or anything. Can I give you my answer?
Sure, either
All
one of
right.
you.
I put down 800. I bet 800 points. I don't know if you can let me hold that up there. 800. And I put the Red Sox and the White Sox.
That is correct.
Okay. I waged 3,000 and I put the Red Sox and the White Sox.
Oh, very good.
Maybe that was too easy.
No, I was running through.
I got to like the last 10 seconds because I went through everybody.
Yeah, me too. And I had about 3 seconds left when you said 5 seconds, and I just came to me and I held it up. Yeah, very good.
All right.
Well, Vince, congratulations. You kicked my butt pretty bad tonight.
Thank you. It was my night. I knew it was my night because I took a lot of meth before this, so I knew it was.
That always works for me.
Hey, if you do want to play against me and JJ in the trivia, we're going to do it the first Wednesday of the month. Either let me know or JJ know, or get a hold of us, one card, one cup, one beer at gmail.com. Let us know you want to be in the next one. And then we'll play each other. And if you do win, we will have a prize for you. And I will, work on that prize for next month. Me and JJ will. But it's just for fun. Except when I win, I gloat because that's just the kind of SOB I am. But anyway, no, seriously. Thank you, JJ. Really good match, and thank you, Max. You did great again.
Great, man. That was great. Good questions. Great questions.
All right. And Max, I'll see you next week when you're on spring break.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Take it easy.
Yep. You too.
All righty. Are you ready to look at the Cincinnati Reds?
I thought you said the Pittsburgh Pirates, Vince. Did you say Cincinnati Reds?
Yeah, I did. I said we're going to look at the Reds, then the Pirates.
All right. Well, I tell you what. That's why I got the pirate shirt in the background. You do the Reds, and I'll just throw my 2 cents in there every once in a while.
All right, I'll just take the lead on the Reds, and you can work off of me. And the next week, you can take the lead on the Pirates, and I'll work off of you.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, JJ. 2001 or 2021 was just 2 years ago. This was the opening day lineup for the Cincinnati Reds. First base, Joey Votto, of course, the future Hall of Famer. Second base, who went on to win the Rookie of the Year, was Jonathan India.
Good player.
At shortstop, do you know who was at shortstop?
No, I don't.
Eugenio Suarez. It's my favorite name in baseball.
Really? He was shortstop.
He was shortstop on opening day 2 years ago. Third base, Mike Moustakas. Left fielder, Jesse Winker. Center fielder, Nick Senzel. Right fielder, former Cub, Nick Castellanos. And the catcher was current Cub, Tucker Barnhart. And the opening day pitcher was Luis Castillo. Of those 9 players, how many of them do you think are still with the Reds?
Maybe, Votto, because he refuses to go anywhere. And that's who I'm going to say. Joey Votto, 1.
Votto,
India,
and Nick Senzel. Now,
Senzel's still there. Okay.
Senzel, they've been waiting for 3 years for him to become this all-world player, and he's just not living up to the hype. This team was in the thick of it 2 years ago. Going into the season, the Reds had a viable team, a team that was going to compete. At least that's what they thought. Since then, they've gotten rid of Suarez, who's an excellent hitter. Moustakas, who's at the end of his career, but he was still a viable player for them. Jesse Winker, who is now, where's he at now? Is he in Arizona or something like that?
No, he went to Seattle. He's with Milwaukee. He went to Milwaukee.
With Milwaukee. Castellanos, we all know that he's with the Phillies now. And Tucker Barnhart is catching for the Cubs. Opening day pitcher Luis Castillo is pitching for the Mariners. And by the way, we've already faced him in spring training. We hit him rather hard, but wait till the real season starts. We've always had a hard time hitting Luis Castillo. I'm so glad he's out of the division.
Same here.
The Reds had a really good team just 2 years ago, and things have fallen apart. And JJ, you made a statement last week, the Reds are crazy, kind of an offhanded comment. I just kind of verified, yeah, they are crazy. The Reds look like they were trying to build something. Now, they weren't doing it in the manner that I like, which is building it through your farm system and then supplementing with free agents. They seem to be wanting to go with the free agency route. They did get Castellanos. They got Moustakas in free agency. So that was kind of two of their bigger hitters that they got through free agency. But the homegrown talent seemed to be there. Votto, homegrown. India, homegrown. Suarez, homegrown. Winker, homegrown. Castillo, homegrown. Why are they getting rid of all this young talent? Which I don't understand. I know that, they're going to be ready to hit free agency and you're going to have to pay them, so on and so forth. It just seems to me, and I'm not living in Cincinnati, if I had this kind of young talent, I would have probably tried to, of these 6 players that are no longer there, probably tried to extend 2 or 3 of them. But they didn't do it. I guess they didn't feel like that they could, so they got rid of them. And now they're in a mess. I did a little research on the Reds, and this is what their rotation looks like. There's 7 people vying, or excuse me, there's 7 people vying for the rotation, and these are the 5 that are projected. Number 1 is Hunter Green. Heck of an arm.
Yes.
One of the best arms that we've seen come up in the National League in the last few years. Is that going to translate? I don't know. He's very raw. He hasn't pitched much, and he's barely pitched in professional ball, and he's anchoring their rotation. The Cubs hit him pretty good last year. That's not anything. That's not saying, well, he sucks. That's saying he's got a great arm. He doesn't know how to pitch yet. If he doesn't learn how to pitch, he's a bust. There's a lot of guys with great arms that are busts. If he learns how to pitch, he can be an all-star. Who knows? Nick Ladonlo, Graham Ashcroft, Luke Weaver, and Luis Sessa. That is their projected rotation. Besides Hunter Green, these names are not scaring anybody. It looks like a very weak team. In the bullpen, there's a lot of no names. They do have Hunter Strickland, who may be the stupidest person in baseball, trying to throw a baseball at Bryce Harper, when Harper really just could have went out there and annihilated him if, he was given the chance. But Hunter Strickland's always been a little bit out there. And Alexis Diaz, I have seen him pitch last year for the Reds, and he had 10 saves, and he is a legitimate closer, barring injuries. So they do have a back end to the bullpen. I just don't see them having a whole lot of luck getting there without going through a lot of these no-name pitchers in the middle of the bullpen that are going to get rather hard. This is their projected lineup for this year. Catcher Tyler Stevenson, who caught last year. First base Votto, who's been there since 1927. Second base India, very good player.
Yes,
Not a
he is.
great player, but very good player. Third base, Spencer Steer. Shortstop, Jose Barrero. Left field, Jake Fraley. Center field, Nick Senzel, who's still there. They're giving him another shot. And right field, they did pick up Will Myers, who I've always liked.
Me too.
He's been an all-star before, but he kind of fluctuates. And DH is probably going to be a combination of Fraley, Votto, Matt Reynolds, Will Myers. You're just going to kind of push some people around how they do in the National League with a lot of the DHs right now. But saying all that to say this isn't a lineup that's scaring anybody. Votto is well past his prime. He can be pitched to now. Like I said, India's a good, solid player. He's nothing great offensively. If Senzel ever does live up to the hype, maybe Senzel's going to be that stud that they need in the middle of their lineup, but they're batting him leadoff a lot. And he really hasn't done anything no matter where they put him in the batting order. Myers can hit. Is he an all-star hitter anymore? I don't know. He hasn't had a great year for a few years now. But there's just nothing on this team pitching wise, and there's nothing on this team offensively that I'm saying, the Reds might sneak up and bite a few people. I'm seeing this as a team that's going to lose more than 90 games. I see the Pirates with a little more future than them. So this, I'm going to call the last place team in the division, and I think they are heading for 90 plus losses. What are your thoughts on the Reds?
That's
I haven't really studied them. You're just taking what I'm saying right now. But what are your thoughts on the Reds?
Well, I do have some good things to say about the Reds. They're going to get some good young players in the draft. I tell you what, yeah. So I heard once they got rid of everybody. I know a lot of people in Cincinnati area. I have some in-laws. The whole family, except the wife, is Reds fans. And they always give it to me about the Cardinals, but at the end of the year, the Cardinals always come out better than them since, but I don't feel too sorry for the Reds. When I was a kid in the 70s, the Reds kicked our butt every year. It was
the big red machine. Yeah.
The big red machine. And they, if you go to the ballpark there, if you go in their Hall of Fame, that's heavily flavored there, the big red machine. Everybody knows the starting 8 players. And then you had Don Gullett pitching. That was just incredible baseball back then. So here's some of the good things. David Bell has job security because I don't think there's very much high expectations for him. And I like David Bell. He's a good baseball man. And maybe the worst is behind him, but I don't think so. I think this is the worst this year for them. Also, good news, if you want to go see a Reds game, good seats will be available. And if you want to go see
ballpark,
I love the ballpark. They have this car that drives around called Redzilla, and they usually around the 5th inning they make this big announcement, Redzilla, and this dune buggy comes out with these. It shoots the T-shirts like in the upper deck, and it's pretty cool. That's one of my things. I saw a Cub Reds game there, and the Baez hit a grand slam to win the game, and Cepedis got hit with a ball and almost started a big fight there. I remember that. It's the game I went to. But good seats are available. There are the Joey Votto. I tell you what, I hope he gets, I don't know how many more years he has on his contract, but what a career. And he is the anchor of that team, a player to go see. So there's 3 or 4 guys. And you mentioned that pitcher, Green. I'll tell you what, every time I see him, there's about 4 innings, about 3 of them, he just dominates us. It's 3 up, 3 down. But there's usually 1 inning where his defense lets him down, or we get a few CNI hits, and we get to him in 1 inning, and he usually doesn't make it much past the 5th inning against the Cardinals.
Yeah, and he's a classic case of a guy with a great arm who has never had to pitch out of trouble, so he doesn't know how to get out of trouble. So when you get him into trouble, and this is what a lot of young pitchers do, first time they get professional baseball, it's the first time they've really had to pitch out of much trouble. They rear back and they try to overthrow and they lose control. And then you can't get anything over but the fastball, and they're waiting for it. And that's what I've seen with Hunter Green. When he gets into trouble, when he starts to overthrow and can't get the secondary stuff over, he gives up a few walks, it implodes on him. And and there's tons of baseball pitchers who are in the Hall of Fame that started their careers like this, like Koufax, Ryan, people like that. It's a hump you have to get over. And there are some people who never get over that hump. And that's why they're has-beens, even though they had great arms. But if he can learn how to get out of these jams and how to, as Greg Maddux used to say, how to pull back when you get into a jam, and let the hitter's aggression work in your favor and not overthrow, just kind of hold back a little bit. If he figures that out, bingo. And I'm not saying anything secret. He's got coaches in his ears telling him the same thing. So it's not like, oh, I've unlocked this and I'm not going to tell him. He knows this. But sometimes getting it from here.
Oh, yeah.
to what you're doing physically is very difficult, especially when you got the adrenaline running through you as a major league pitcher. But I love his stuff, and I hope he turns the corner, just not against the Cubs.
Exactly. I agree totally. And he's at an unfair advantage. He's a young kid, and he's been put in the ace role. And usually, if he was a kid that came up on most teams, he'd be the fourth or fifth starter, and he'd have a older veteran that would take him under their wing and work with them. And I'm sure they've got coaches and everything, but it's different, I can go on down the line with all these great pitchers that had an older guy that worked with them and just believed in them and gave them all the advice they needed. That's one thing I like about the Cardinals. We don't have anybody that can just rear back and throw it like this kid, but Waino talks to all the pitchers. They listen to every Flaherty, just thinks the world of Waino. And if Green had somebody like that, I think it'd help out his career and everything. I just hope he don't throw his arm out. That's the only thing. But I'm with you, Vince. Reds, man, they'll be lucky if they don't lose 100 games this year. They've got some really good players. Some of their big stars over the past few years just didn't come to didn't develop like they thought. Like Billy Hamilton was minor league player of the year, but when he came up to the big leagues, he just was a guy that you could knock the bat out of his hand. He was fast as lightning, but he just couldn't get on base. So they've had a lot of prospects they thought were the young players that they would hope, but they just, when they got up here, most of them didn't work out.
Yeah.
I'm calling the Reds the last place team this year, and I think the Pirates are going to pass them up.
Yeah, I do too. And it's a shame because Cincinnati is a great baseball town who's fallen onto hard times. And it's like I say, I don't care how good your fan base is. Your team starts losing, you're going to see it at the turnstile. And that's what the Reds are experiencing right now. It's great, great location. The ballpark's in a beautiful place, and you can walk across the bridge into Kentucky. You can, you got the aquarium and everything. It's just a really cool place to go to a ball game.
The Bengals Stadium's right down, just down the street. Yeah.
It would be so good for baseball if Cincinnati becomes relevant again, but I just don't see it happening this year. Mm-hmm. Sorry, JJ's relatives.
They're used to it by now.
Hey, what are you opening up?
Well, Vince, I bought a box of the 2023. Oh yeah, Julio Rodriguez on there, and you don't realize how much willpower it took not to open these up. I have wanted.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Oh, I've wanted to open these up so bad this week. So I'm opening up the box right now. I got about 7 packs in here. Let's see what these bad boys look like. Let's see. I'm getting through all the anti-theft stuff right now. All right, here we go. There he is. And they even got Julio Rodriguez. He's got a commercial for the new cards that came out. So anyway, these are Series 1, and the Series 2 probably won't be out until mid-season. So I'm opening these up. Oh, yeah, let me get them straight up. This is the first time I really got to see what the cards look like. I'm flipping them around, getting them. My gosh, I got them in all different positions and everything. Let me kind of get it all together. All right, here we go. And I do not know this guy, but here's the first card from my first pack of 2023. His name is Jordan Romero of the Toronto Blue Jays. And it's got a face down at the bottom. It's got the team emblem and then an action picture right there. Very nice card. The back of the cards look like this. Very nice. With all the baseball card stats like they used to have.
Jordan Romero sounds like the name of a guy who would steal your wife.
He sounds like a horror director that would make horror movies. Jordan Romero presents The Thing That Wouldn't Leave.
And then after the movie, I will steal your wife.
Yes, that dirty dog. Now, this one is world champion Ryan Presley, the bullpen guy, the guy that finished up that perfect game in the world, or no hitter in the World Series, and he's pitching for Team USA. They'll be going tonight, the first practice game against the San Francisco Giants. Eduardo Rodriguez from the Tigers. There you go, the big OD for Detroit on there. another great baseball city. Okay. Oh, I like this kid a lot. He beat us last year. I saw the Cardinals and the Marlins, and we had Sandy Alcantara beat, and this kid hit a home run off of Ryan Helsley in the ninth, and his name is Garrett Cooper, their first baseman. A very good ball player. I like this kid a lot. You know, they're building something down there in Florida, and he's one of the linchpins of that team. The Pirates, Michael Kravis of the Pirates. Don't know a lot about that dude right there. It's got his position. He is a first baseman. We have Michael Grove of the Dodgers. You got me on that one. I don't know him, but that's a good looking picture. That's a good looking picture. Oh, all right. Now we got somebody we know, Vince. Team USA, the man, the myth. This guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer, the one, the only Mike Trout right there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, from New Jersey. I don't know about them outfit, that uniform there. That's a little different for the Angels right there. This kid here, the third baseman of the Phillies that beat us up, Alec Brom.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Last year, they caught him on film saying he wanted out of Philadelphia. I think he was just mad because the fans, he made 2 errors in 1 inning. And they have a special card here. It's 30-30. Welcome to the club, Jeff Bagwell.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, Jeff Bagwell right there. Chaz Chisholm, the second baseman that said he can play center field, and I've seen him make 3 errors this spring so far, but he is electrifying. Does a little dance out there, throws a bat. You can't take your eyes off of him. Seattle Mariner, Mitch Haniger. Very good player there. Two more. David McKinney of the Oakland A's. And poor the A's, every time they get a good player, they trade him off. So I honestly do not know this young player here.
It looks like he's slow pitch softball player. Looks like he's just kind of.
Maybe they have it.
Maybe that's the problem with Oakland.
Yeah. Maybe they don't know they can throw overhanded. We got to get it. I'm gonna send a message out to him. And stars of the MLB. This is kind of a chrome card, action card. Bo Bichette. Very nice card right there. There's the back right there. Bo Bichette, 2023, a big star. And I think they just re-signed him for some more years. I think recently they did. So that's it for my 2023s. We got them, Vince.
Okay, I'm opening up 1989 score. I'll get through the anti-theft. Which is basically an old clerk saying, get your damn hands off them or buy them. Okay.
There we go.
By the way, when we started this podcast, I got a box full of old cards, and this is the last package of that box. So
episode 24, they made through 24 episodes.
Yeah. But I do have some. I got one of these left. I did get some 2022s. Sprinkled those in there. But I do like these scores from this year. We have Padres first baseman, former Cub right fielder of the '84 team, Keith Moreland.
Oh, yes. By the way, Mitch Moreland retired today. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
No. Okay. Just throwing it out there.
I hope he can get a job.
I lost the trivia, so I'm trying to make up. I'm trying to get back in everybody's good graces.
Oh, I like this guy, former Giants right fielder, Candy Maldonado.
Yes.
And this was one of my favorite players. Like I said, I also watched White Sox games in the 70s through the small cable station that came to my house. And one of my favorite players was a center fielder for the White Sox. And by this time, he's with the Tigers and won a World Series for the Tigers in '84. This is '89. Chet, the Jet Lemon, who was playing right field by then.
Good guy, classy.
And this is a third baseman that the Cardinals had that decided, you know what, we can do without him. So he goes to Atlanta and wins an MVP. Terry Pendleton.
Yes.
Nobody saw that MVP coming, by the way. The former Cardinal prospect, catcher for the Orioles, Terry Kennedy.
Oh,
Wasn't his
yeah.
dad like an executive with the Cardinals?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
honestly don't know.
Yeah. The former 20-game winner for the Pirates, Doug Trebek.
Oh, yeah. He was the ace of that staff back
And
then.
his son pitched for the Yankees, too, I believe. Yankees or somebody. Giants right-handed pitcher, Scott Garrelts, former All-Star. Mariners DH power hitter, Ken Phelps.
Oh, yes. I remember him.
Oh, and one of the wackiest players ever. From the Red Sox pitcher, Dennis Oil Can Boyd.
Oh, yes. Yes.
He had a great, I don't know if you remember this. He he was one of the first players they ever like said you need to go get anger management training and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then like the next year was when Wade Boggs and his affair he was having with this lady was all over the place. It was on 60 Minutes and everything.
Margot Adams, I think was her name.
Yeah,
Not that.
and Dennis Boyd said, yeah, I got mad and they sent me off to get my head straight on. Here we've got a sex fiend on the team and nobody cares. So
That's sex fiend.
yeah, that's what he called him, the sex fiend. And Ranger third baseman, Steve Buechele, also played a little for the Cubs.
Yes, I remember him.
Oh, former Cardinal and Cub catcher, Steve Lake.
Yes.
Catcher.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah, and we we're just talking about this guy's son, catcher for the Astros, Alan Ashby. His son pitches for the Brewers now.
Trying to make that staff.
And this is a lefty. And I only know that because I see him pitching left-handed, but I have no idea who Ray Hayward is. 1989 rookie card for the Cubs center fielder, Doug DeCenzo.
Oh, yeah.
And 1989 rookie card for the Phillies right fielder, Ron Jones.
I vaguely remember him.
And our last 1989 rookie card from the Oakland Athletics, Lance Blankenship.
Oh, yeah. That's Blankenship.
So,
all right.
Next week, we will look at the Pirates.
Hey, I'm ready, Vince. I'm ready.
I am too. I'm excited. And the World Baseball Classic will be in full swing, so we'll have stuff to report on that. And keeping up with the spring training for both teams. And remember, if you want to join us in trivia, send us your name, let JJ know, let me know in person, send us a message, send us a comment on the YouTube page. Reach out to us somehow, let us know, because we don't want to just beat up on each other. We want to be beat up by you. That's our real goal in life. Yes. So, and Max works hard at that, and it's a lot of fun to play. So, JJ, I hope you have a good week.
You too. You too.
And we hope that everybody has a good week. And remember, best thing about spring training is nobody's in last place yet.
Tied for first.
All right. Have a good one. Thank you.